Terry Fortner and old Tricky Trev. Get a decal made for old Meatball Tyler.
Two-step or what?
It's two-step, bro! I
haven't turned off.
Ah, sad day. What's going on, guys? Kyle here.
Cristian.
We're here with Mia, the 9-second NA6R80 car. So today we're going to be swapping the suspension out, but I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the stuff you may see. So looking in the car, you're going to see some bars here run across the front. So that's the Rock Solid Motorsports front end kit. We did it mostly so we could bend the radiator back for the notorious ram air that sticks out the nose. The front end kit on their website says that it loses like, I don't know, 60 some pounds or something like that. That includes the windshield washer fluid, that includes the radiator support. That's a lot of stuff that they lost 60 some pounds with. I lost 8 pounds or 6 pounds, something like that, something crazy. Like that kit costs like $800 or $900 with all the wing on it and everything that I got. But overall, not worth the money whatsoever. I wish we would have just fabbed it ourselves, just so we could tilt the radiator back, because that's really all we used it for. It gave us the ability to look out and stick the cold air intake straight down the nose of this thing. You see some nitrous lines there. By now you guys should have seen. If not, you can go look at some of the last videos that the car has got a nitrous shot on it right now. We're toying around with it a little bit, but with all that set aside, we'll have some more videos on the front end and stuff later. Right now we're going to be swapping out the Strange struts and BMR suspension springs for some Kelltrac and Viking suspension coilovers, and then the rear shocks. Beautiful. That have got Kelly's valving in them.
Alright, what's up, guys? I got the start on the rear. Hey.
Got one. She's a little used.
But hey, that suspension took in the 9s.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna get on with the other side, put the new ones in, then we're gonna see how it goes. We'll be back. What's going on, guys? Suspension's done. We didn't tell you about this. It was kind of going to be a secret, but we're going to spoil a surprise. Before we get into the suspension part, Kyle, would you like to explain what these are?
Those are the Lethal Performance bumper guards, as seen by Jared at Lethal Performance. He has shown them off a few times. I posted a little while back on my page about how much horsepower they'll pick up. You'll have to go check out my Instagram to see the exact numbers on that. You can hit up Palm Beach Dyno for the tune on those things. You're going to want it.
It is tune required, so you're going to have to hit a Trevor. He'll know what we're talking about. Just when you send him an email, just say you want the bumper guard Kyle Mason sauce tune.
Yeah. make sure when you go in and order with Trev tuning your car, you get burble tunes too, because he loves doing those things. Burble, 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 burble.
Loves the tunes.
All right, so suspension's done. Kelltrac suspension with Kelly Aiken and Viking. So they're direct swaps. You don't have to do anything crazy. I had the Viking Warriors on, I think, for the 127 60 foot, and then obviously like the strange struts and BMR springs all the way around. That's a setup that I would recommend to literally anyone. It's super well used. Everybody knows that that's the setup you go to if you're trying to be consistent with these cars. For the guys that are trying to max out their 60 foot, trying to bring the front ends of their cars down, you know, those kind of things. Kelly has gone in and done a lot of research behind this stuff. He's been doing it for years. This is his special setup that he's got with Viking. Hit Kelltrac up for any questions with that kind of stuff. We're going to try them out next time we can go to the track. We're going to be running just back-to-back passes, getting the suspension back to where I like it. Everybody knows this car has cut some crazy 60 foots. I mean, like 127 in an NA car is wild. Yeah. So we're going to be testing out the suspension, really getting it dialed in. Maybe we'll post a picture of what the car looks like with the bags on it. You know, so
bag life.
we'll be testing this stuff out. Hopefully soon, whenever we can get back to a track. Hopefully we can get it on some TJ Bailey prep, or maybe go down to Houston because that wasn't too bad. Yeah. But yeah, the suspension that came off of this, we're gonna put on the MexiStang. I mean, it doesn't really have much done to it right now. We just got the car running again.
Yeah, it's been down for 6 months, so. Currently, as it sits, it's just a it's actually 91, but it's headers tuned by Trevor. So once everything gets back to normal and the whole coronavirus, you know, we'll get our jobs back and this and that, work will be full force. It'll go back to where it's at. But fastest it's ever been was 11.4 at 119, and I think with a 1.58 60 foot, I think I was looking at that.
Slow, whatever it was. But it's on stock struts, so we'll get to play around with it a little bit. We'll take the settings off of these and pretty much drop it straight onto his car, because hopefully by that point it'll be similar suspension setup. Yeah. I mean, like, getting a car to anti-squat is huge, especially with a radial car. You know, we spent a lot of time in testing with this car and suspension, and I mean, we could leave on just about anything with the 410s, and like I said, the 60 foot speaks for itself. So hopefully we get a lot of tests in with this Kelltrac suspension. This is what we'll take all the way when the car is boosted and you know, hopefully power glide at some point.
Moon boosted.
Yeah. So we're gonna take the Kelltrac suspension all the rest of the way. BMR does great with the drag springs. I still have the drag springs in the rear, but the front drag springs, the strange single adjustable struts, and the Warriors, I mean, like, did a phenomenal job for me. I was super happy with them. The settings that I used was nothing like anybody else used. I used like 5.5 on the rears, and that's something that nobody else really got to work. Usually they say start at like a 9 and a 12. So it takes a lot of testing, and you'll see that when we go back with this thing. It'll probably go back to cutting like a 1.5. So then we'll get it worked out. I've never used double adjustable fronts before, but we're gonna have fun and test around with that stuff. Kelltrac came out with this deal as soon as I saw his first post about him, hit him up, and we got it set up. Like I said, hit that guy up for suspension needs. Hit Dion up at BMR for BMR needs. Both of them phenomenal products. I mean, as always, tuning with Tricky Performance and Palm Beach Dyno. It's been phenomenal. Tricky Performance built car, everything about it. We run through Trevor, including the cold air intake you saw earlier. That's his brainchild. You know, everything with those companies that we just named off, you're going to get great service. You're going to fall into some people who really know what they're talking about. So with that being said, guys, I think that's all we got for today. We're going to sign off, and then, I don't know, we'll see you tomorrow or in a couple days, I guess.
Bye, guys.
See ya.